Time to feed her the lovely V-Power Nitro. Nom noms. Tasty, tasty. Good afternoon, YouTube. DSN here. And today I'm going to have a quick review of the Replay XD 720. So, first things first, I wanted a small camera. You know, I've had a GoPro before, and I've had a good look at the Drift Ghost, was the one I was planning on getting to upgrade from the Hero. Now, those cameras, obviously with the screens, are about as compact as they can be, because if it gets any smaller, you're not going to be able to see the screen. Nearly thought about it, didn't he? So I decided I was going to go with a bullet camera, if I could find one that did everything I needed it to do. So that really, at the time, the Bullet HD2 was coming out, and I was really, the quality on that looked absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, it didn't have the external mic, which is what I'm talking to you on now. So if I went for that, I wouldn't be able to do these videos. So that really left me with this one, with the Replay. And I'm really happy with it. It's really tiny. You know, you don't even notice it on the side of your helmet at all. It doesn't create any wind drag or any funnies like that. The battery life goes, it seems to vary from charge to charge for me a little bit. It seems to go between sort of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and sometimes I'll get 3 out of it. Now, it's always been the same settings. It's always been 720p and 30 frames. I don't need any more than 30 frames because YouTube won't show more than 30 frames. So unless you're doing sort of slow-mo footage and things like that, then there's not really much point. It just uses up a lot more memory. So yeah, that's how I ended up with this camera. Now, price-wise, I think the camera itself was around, it's about 130 quid, something like that, just over 100 quid. On top of that, I brought the external mic, I brought the expanded memory card, so I've got 2 cards now, which I can use, and I got the express delivery on it, and I think all in all it came to just under £200. So, you know, and you've got 3 hours at a time, you know, record life in good 720p. I mean, the quality of this camera I'm really impressed with for the money that I paid. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it is a fantastic camera. I really enjoy it. I'm glad I got it. I was a little bit, you know, I was tempted by the Ghost. The footage that comes out of that, a friend of mine has one, is absolutely amazing. But by the time it gets onto YouTube, when you see that, you know, the new Ghost, the original footage, and then when you see it on YouTube, YouTube really does take a lot of the quality out of it. So, considering all these videos are going to be going on YouTube, you know, yes, having the 1080p would be nice, but you can get the 1080 version of this camera as well. So I think I would have still chosen this camera in 1080 over the 1080 Ghost. It does have a few downsides though. It's not all perfect. First of all, setting the camera up is a real pain in the backside, because especially when it's camera mounted, because my helmet's sort of angular, as most helmets are, you know, so you can't just mount it perfectly horizontal, and even when you do, the camera is circular. So when you mount it, because it doesn't have the screen on, when you mount the camera, you have to record a bit of footage, take the card out, put it in your PC, or in my phone in my case, and then have a look at it. If it's straight, you know, if it's off slightly to the left, you've got to put the card back in, take the camera off, adjust it a little bit, put the camera, you know, put it all back together, turn it on, go for another little ride, and eventually, like hopefully now, I've got the footage off, you know, in a straight line, which is what I was hoping for. And I filled up with fuel. I didn't reset my fuel meter. There we go. But once that's done, you know, once it's out the way and you've got it right, I've just left it on my helmet ever since. I've just never taken it off, which is fine. He's got a brake light out. That's lovely. What is he doing? You're just smacking your brakes on for fun. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a pain initially, and if from a security point of view, with the drift, with the adjustable lens, and you're going to be able to just take it on and off quite easily and have it back in exactly the same place. Thank you for stopping. Whereas with this one, I really, like I said, I literally just leave it on there all the time now. So if you want one where you can sort of leave your camera dangling, you know, if you're happy to leave your camera attached to the helmet, then it's not really a problem. The only other issue that I've had with this camera, and I don't know whether it's this one specifically, and it might be faulty, but every now and then it doesn't save the video footage. So I'll go out like I am now, and I'll be recording a video, and then I'll get in to look at it, and occasionally it tells me the video footage is corrupt, and normally at that point I can run the video in VLC inside a separate video player and then record it using fraps and get the footage back. But sometimes, look at this woman on the phone in front of me, look. Sometimes it just completely doesn't record the audio. What is this? Why would you possibly have come? Oh dear, she's in trouble. She's a little lost. I'm not going to overtake this van just yet. So that can be a real pain. I did the Ride of Respect a couple of weeks ago, and about a half an hour clip, because obviously every half an hour it resets the video, and a half an hour clip from that, which was some really good footage, was just completely lost. It was just gone. Absolutely no way I could get it back. Fortunately, a friend of mine who was riding behind me had his Ghost on, and no problems with that. So, but like I said, that could have just been me not putting the card in properly, or it could have just jolted out, or there's a million things that could have happened. It could be the faulty card going and things like that. So I don't want to specifically blame that, you know, on the replay, but this is something that I've been struggling with. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. But it's maybe happened to me 2 or 3 times, and I've been using it almost every day now for a couple of months. So it's few and far between, but like I said, that was really good footage, and especially if you have sort of an accident or something like that, and you need to have the confidence that when you press that record button, it's going to record. So, but I'll keep you guys updated on that and see if we get anywhere with it. The only other thing that I would like to have had on this camera that comes on the drift is the remote control. Having the remote control that tells you when it's recording, tells you when it's on standby, would be really handy for me. I'd love to have that. So that was what nearly tempted me to go over to the Ghost. But again, it's just more stuff. You know, the vibration feedback from this camera is fine. You can, even at sort of 50 miles an hour, you can still feel when it vibrates and gives you confirmation that it's recording. So yeah, all in all, really happy with the camera. A few little niggly bits, but for the money you're paying, the quality is amazing. It's really good. Well, you're looking at it now, and this is going to be some fantastic traffic. So I'm going to leave it here, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful to you guys, and I will speak to you soon.